This is Serjay Svek. And salutations, Serjavians. It is Kevin, also known as Serjay Svek, back with another episode of ROTIBOR, or Reviews of Things I Bought Online Recently. And today we're going to cap off our review of our Victorinox Swiss Army knives, or SACs, with a couple of keychain friendly options. On the left is a Victorinox Classic, and on the right is a Victorinox Mini Champ. Both of these are in aluminum or Alox scales, also known as Alox. These differ from the classic Cellador or cellulose plastic scales that you might know from other Victorinox Swiss Army knife models. Let's start off with the Classic here on the left. Now the Classic is a very thin model and has your pen blade. It has a nail file with a flat tip here that can be used for screw driving if need be. And it also has a pair of scissors. Now, I love the scissors on any of these Victorinox Swiss Army knives. They're very handy, they're very useful. For example, I've got some 550 paracord right here. Let's try to cut it with an ordinary pair of scissors. Takes a bit of effort, and look at all that fraying at the end. Not a very clean job. Now let's use the scissors on the Classic. Didn't go all the way through, but it snips so easily, and look at how much cleaner it is. Look at that. If you want a cleaner cutting job, get a Swiss Army knife with some of these scissors. Awesome. Now the Classic comes in at 58 millimeters or 2.28 inches in length, and it weighs in at 17 grams or 0.60 inches. Now let's move on to the Mini Champ here on the right. As you can see, it's much thicker when you compare it to the Classic on the left. It packs in so many tools, and a few more that you might not be that familiar with. The Victorinox Mini Champ also is 58 millimeters long or 2.28 inches, and it weighs in at 40 grams or 1.41 ounces. Just like the Classic, it also comes with its pen blade and a pair of scissors. And on this layer, it also has a combination tool. And you can see here, it has a Phillips screwdriver tip. And the best part about it is that it is actually magnetized, so you never have to worry about losing those tiny eyeglass screws in case it pops out. It also has a notch for wire stripping, and you have a bottle cap lifter over here. Just like the Classic, the Mini Champ also has a nail file, but it has a pointed tip. Whereas the nail file on the Classic has a flat tip for screw driving. The one on the Mini Champ is good for cleaning out underneath your fingernails. Next up, we have a small emergency blade. Unlike the pen blade that you would find on a classic or any other Swiss Army knife, which looks more like a spear point, this small blade here on the Mini Champ is more of a Wharncliffe shape. And the great thing about this Wharncliffe style of blade is that it can do very precise cuts, similar to a box cutter or a utility knife. So here we have this notebook with a couple of lines. One, I will use the pen blade to score this line, and the other I will use the Wharncliffe blade. So if you take a look here on the left, which was done with the pen blade, you could see that at the very end over here, it goes a bit beyond. But if you go on the right with the Wharncliffe blade, you can see that it can start and stop exactly where I need it to. The Mini Champ also has this unique tool called the Orange Peeler, but it is also good for opening clamshell packages. So you just stick it in here, make sure it pierces, and then you draw. So that. The next tool on the list is a ruler. It has units in inches and metric, which can be used to measure depth. And it has a flat tip here that can be used for screw driving. And the last tool here is what Victorinox calls the cuticle pusher, but I use this as a very small prying tool. This is very handy for opening pistachios with very small slits. No problem at all. Or if you don't want to use a cuticle pusher on pistachios only, you can also use it to remove staples on paper. Just slide it underneath the staple and then turn it around, and there we go. Easy job. Now the question is, who would benefit from using either the Classic or the Mini Champ? Well, for someone who is new to Swiss Army knives in general, I would recommend something like the Classic. It has very basic tools, and it's keychain friendly, and it's not going to take up a lot of space at all. It's also very good for grooming. You can use the scissors for trimming your fingernails, and you can clean up with the file afterwards. And if you just need some basic box cutting or package opening, the knife also does a job. But if you want something with more variety, then you can pick something like the Mini Champ over here. It has all the tools of the Classic and a whole bunch more. The only problem with the Mini Champ is that it is bulky. So if size and space are an issue, go for the Classic SD. Or if you want something on your keychain that can do a lot of things and you have no other knives or multi-tools, then you can go for the Mini Champ. So where do I use this right now? The Classic SD goes on my keychain for when I go outside to work or to the mall or any other place, because I already have a larger folding knife and a larger Swiss Army knife to take care of my needs. The Mini Champ, on the other hand, goes on my keychain for when I go jogging. because chances are I don't have a larger Swiss Army knife or a folding knife on me, so I need to have something to cover for any other needs that may come up. So let me know what you think. Which of these two would you like to have on your keychain? Leave a comment down below. And thanks again for tuning in to another episode of ROTIBOR, or reviews of things I bought online recently. Once again, my name is Kevin, also known as Serjay Svek. You take care, and always stay safe. Bye now. Salutations, Serjavians. If you like this video, feel free to like and comment and subscribe to see more videos like this one.